Good evening, students. Am I audible? Hello. Am I audible, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So today we were supposed to do, what did I say in the previous class? So we are done with this stuff, right? We are done with the concepts of the chapter, rotation mechanics and system of particles and rotation mechanics. Now we'll be doing some problems based on it. Shall we get started? Okay. Before that, do you have any topics that you want me to explain? Why is Are all topics clear? Rajit, all clear?
Oh, sir, I think your voice is breaking.
Is it better now? Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll get started with the problems then. Okay. Now, sir. See, I've selected some MCQ questions from this chapter. Just doing problems. If you face any issues, right, let me know. We will work upon them. So the case-based studies question, I'll do it at the end. We'll start with section B. Okay. So the first question is the 11th one. Moment of inertia of a unit disk about its diameter is L. I think it should be I. Okay. Its moment of inertia is I. Moment of inertia passing through a point on its rim will be how much? Okay. Did you guys understand the question? So there is a circular disk which is revolving about what? There is a circular disk which is revolving about the diameter. So what is the moment of inertia of it? It is I. So you need to find the moment of inertia of the same disk which is revolving about which axis? About an axis perpendicular to the plane and passing through what? Passing through a point on its rim. That is, it is passing through this point and it is, let's say, into the plane. So how to calculate this, guys? So it's not a simple problem. you need to follow 2 steps, but I want you people to let me what are all the theorems that comes to your mind that we can apply.
So theorem of parallel axis.
You can think of parallel axis theorem, but for you to apply parallel axis theorem, what is it you need? You need to know the moment of inertia through what does parallel axis theorem state? The moment of inertia about point P is equal to ICM plus M into D square, where D is the distance between whom? Distance between the axis of, distance between the center of mass and the point up where the axis of rotation is considered. Am I right? So when that is going to be the case, how will you calculate the moment of inertia? How?
Sir, mr square plus md square.
What is mr square?
Sorry, mr square by 2, sir.
So it is mr square by 2 plus m into r square. That will be how much? 3 by 2 mr square. Okay. But what is the moment of inertia of the same disk about the axis of rotation? About the diameter.
Sir, why are we considering d as r?
Because that is the distance from the center of mass to the point where you are trying to calculate the filter. Okay, I'll show you how it actually looks like. I'm not sure if everybody is able to visualize. See, there is a disk. So there is a disk. Okay, there is actually a ring. I didn't get a disk, which is revolving about its diameter. So it is revolving like this, right? When it is revolving like this, what is the moment of inertia about this axis? It is I. That is what they have given in the question. Now the same disk is revolving about an axis perpendicular to the plane and passing through the rim. That is, when it is revolving like this, then what is going to be the moment of inertia about this axis is what we need to find. So how will you solve this? So if you know the moment of inertia about this axis, they have given this as I, then how will you find the moment of inertia about the perpendicular axis? See, what is the moment of inertia about this axis? See, if I take this as a disk, what is the moment of inertia about the axis passing through the center of mass and perpendicular to it? Iz, is it not equal to Ix plus Iy? So in the first step, can I apply perpendicular axis? So in the first step, I'll apply perpendicular axis theorem and find out the moment of inertia about the center of mass in terms of I will not use mr square or something. Okay. So can I say Iz is equal to Ix plus Iy? But Ix and Iy is how much? There's X. If I take this as Y, so Ix and Iy both are I only. So I plus I is equal to 2I. So Iz is equal to 2 times I. Correct? Right. So what is the moment of inertia about this axis? Moment of inertia about the point P will be equal to moment of inertia about the center of mass plus m into d square. And remember, plus m into d square. So it should be 2i plus m into r square. But what is mr square?
2i, sir.
Mr square is 2i. So it should be 4i. Is everyone clear with this? Why mr square become 2i is because 1 minute. I don't think it is 2. It should be. See, mr square by 2 is the moment of inertia about z-axis. So mr square is equal to 2 times Iz. Correct? But what is Iz? Iz is already 2i. So 2 times 2i, this will be 4i. So mr square is not 2i, rather it is 4i. So 2i plus 4i will give you how much? 6i is the answer. I'm sorry. Okay, I know it is a slightly tricky question. As of now, you accept this. I hope you understood, right? Did you understand why mr square is 4i?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So 2i plus 4i is going to give us 6i. That is the answer. So that is 11th one. Look at the 12th one. So what does the 12th one say? The angular momentum of an object remains constant if. It's just one step. Make it fast. The angular momentum of an object remains constant if.
Sir, option D.
The linear momentum option.
D, sir.
Net external torque is not applied. Is this what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
That's right. So when net external torque acting on the system is 0, so we know that tau is equal to dl by dt. So net external torque is 0, L will be a constant. Okay. Next. A man turns a rotation table with an angular speed omega. He's holding two equal masses at arm's length. Without moving his arms, he just drops the two masses. How will the angular speed change? So there is a man sitting and his hands are extended and there are two masses held in his hand. And I showed you an activity on the other day, right? That rotating chair activity. So if the man is revolving with an angular velocity omega like this, right? What is he doing? He's keeping his hand stretched, but dropping these two masses, correct? Now they're asking how will the angular speed due to this kind of an activity change? First of all, this kind of an activity is based on what principle? What is the principle on which this concept is based on? Is it not conservation of angular momentum? So what does conservation of angular momentum state? I1 omega 1 is equal to I2 omega 2. So if initially, if I call it as I into omega, I dash into omega dash, what will happen to I dash after the weights are dropped?
Sir, it will decrease.
So I dash decreases, what will happen to omega dash?
It will increase, sir.
That's it. So what is the answer? Option
C, sir.
correct. Is everyone convinced with what I told? Suprajit, can you tell me why will the moment of inertia decrease?
Sir, because the mass is decreasing.
Correct. Because the amount of mass that was present at the end will decrease. So when the mass, when the mass is decreasing, his moment of inertia will decrease, and what will happen to omega? It will increase because of less force. 14th, the center of mass of a system of particle moves. The center of mass of a system of particles moves as if all the mass of the system was concentrated at the axis of rotation and all the external forces were absent. Is that the option? What is the right option? Read out. As if all the mass was concentrated at the axis of rotation. So if I talk about a system of particle like this, we say that the whole mass is concentrated at the axis of rotation and all the external forces were absent. That is wrong. As if all the mass of the system were concentrated at the center of mass and all the external forces were zero. Wrong. If it is zero, then how is the system going to move? As if all the mass of the system were concentrated in a sphere around the center of mass and all the external forces were zero. Wrong. There is nothing like sphere and all we talk about. It can be any kind of a shape. As if all the masses were concentrated at the center of mass and all the external forces were applied at that point. This is right. I told you, remember, when you write F is equal to ma, you write F is equal to mass into acceleration of center of mass. Why? Because you are replacing the whole system of particles with one point, which is called as the center of mass, and you write the acceleration of that point. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Shall we do the next one? If the Earth is treated as a sphere of radius r and mass capital M having a period of revolution capital T, then its angular momentum about its axis of rotation. So given data, mass, radius, and period of revolution. What is the formula for angular momentum?
I into
L is
omega.
equal to I into omega. But what is the moment of inertia of a sphere? It's a solid sphere. 2 by 5 mr square. Correct? Into, how can I write omega in terms of time period, guys? 2 pi by t. So if I multiply both, I will get 4 pi mr square divided by 5t. Is there an option like this? 4 pi, which one? T should be in the denominator. D, no? Yeah. Right. It's a simple problem. I hope you guys are able to understand. Okay. 16th one actually out of the scope of your book. Let's not discuss it. Answer is 4a by 3 pi, but it's not required. We can forget about it. It's beyond the scope of your book. 17th. A uniform sphere of mass 500 grams rolls without slipping on a plane surface so that its center of moves at a speed of 0.02 meter per second. The total kinetic energy of the rolling sphere would be. It's a very, very simple question. So what is the formula for kinetic energy? So when you talk about the total kinetic energy, you have rotational and translation. So half into, what is the moment of inertia of a uniform sphere? 2 by 5 mr square. What is the condition for pure rolling? Omega is equal to v by r the whole square plus half mv square. So r square will get cancelled. 2 and 2 will get cancelled. 1 by 5 into m into v square plus 1 by 2 into mv square. What is the answer then? 7 by 10 mv square. So 7 divided by 10 into mass is 500 into 10 power minus 3 into v square. That is 2 into 10 power minus 2 the whole square. So what will the answer be, guys? 10, this will cancel this 5 times. Sorry, 3 times. So 7 into 100, 700, not 100. Okay, sorry. So 350 into 4 into 10 power minus 8 minus 7. So 35 force is how much? 140. Yeah? So 140 into 10 power minus 7 or 14 into 10 power minus 2. Is there an option like this? So it should be 1.5 into 10 power minus 5. Did I miss anything? So 350 into 4.
Yes, 1400.
1400. Then 1.4, then this is right. No, option 4 is right, correct?
Sir, but
1.4
it's
into
given
10
10,
power.
10 power minus 4.
Correct. So it will be 140 into 10 power minus 6
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
or 1.4 into 10 power minus 4. Correct? 18th one. The front wheel, shall I move on or you people are copying it? Please stop me if I'm fast, okay? I not know.
Sir, could you tell from where these sums are?
From where means?
Like from which book?
I will not have book. I have, it's a collection of things.
No,
Okay.
sir, I meant, is it like NCRT or like
Yeah,
academy
NCRT.
book?
You wouldn't see NCRT problems, sir. They are even more tougher. Only this one came out of this. Okay. If you want to try the book back questions, they'll be slightly tougher. Here I'm applying direct formula only. Nothing so tough. Maybe some are slightly higher order thinking skills, but as per the instruction I got for while setting the paper for 12th standard, right? I was suggested to, I just want to be open about it. I was suggested to set some questions to NEET level also, because we are not sure of how the new pattern of board is going to be. The pattern itself was given like that. Okay. So it's better you prepare for a tougher version. So the front wheel on an ancient bicycle has the radius of 0.5 meters. So R is 0.5 meter or half meter with an angular velocity given by 2 plus 4t square, where t is in second. About how far does the bicycle move between t is equal to 2 seconds and 3 seconds? So when they say how far, look at the options. No, they are given in terms of meter. So meter means what is that they are asking? They are asking for the translatory distance. So the linear distance traveled by the particle in a particular time. Correct? So what is that? We know theta is equal to omega naught t plus half alpha t square. But the problem here is omega itself is changing with respect to time. So we don't know the value of alpha. So how to proceed this?
So we can differentiate.
If you differentiate, what will you get?
So we'll get the acceleration. Angular
Sir, we can integrate to find theta.
Yeah. So instead, what we can do? Can we write omega as d theta by d theta, because they asked us how much is the linear distance. So if you know theta, theta is equal to s by r, or s is equal to r theta, correct? Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? So omega is d theta by dt. If you write it as 2 plus 4t square, d theta will be equal to 2 plus 4t square times dt. Okay. T is equal to 2 seconds. So T is equal to 2 seconds to 3 seconds. Let the total displacement be theta itself. So theta is equal to, can you integrate and tell me the answer first? What is the integral of 2 dt? 2 into integral of dt or
2t.
2t plus 4 into integral of t square is how much?
t cube by 3.
Very good. So what are the limits? 2 to 4. So substitute the upper limit and lower limit. 8 plus 4 by 3 into 4 cube minus 4 plus 4 by 3 into 8. So what will be the answer? Can you guys do it fast and tell me? Calculation part, I'm leaving it to you. Tell me what is the answer?
Sir, 17 point something.
17 point, how much? Sir?
1 second, sir.
Yeah, please do it.
Sorry, sir, 27 point something.
27 point, how much?
Sir, 27.333.
Okay. So this is the value of theta. So these many radians. We know that S is equal to R into theta. But what is R? R is half a meter. Half of 27.35 meter should be the answer. So which is approximated to 14. Is there an option 14? Correct? Are you able to understand? It's a good problem. Can I erase it?
Yes, sir.
The radius of gyration of a disk of mass 100 grams and radius 5 centimeter about an axis passing through the center of gravity and perpendicular to the plane is. So what is the radius of gyration, guys? So what is the moment of inertia of a disk passing through its center and perpendicular to the plane?
MR square by 2, sir.
This should be equal to how much? Mk square, where k is the radius of gyration. This and this will get cancelled. So k is equal to r by root 2. So 5 divided by root 2. Remember, whenever you have 1 by root 2, no, 1 by root 2 is 0.7. So this will be 5 into 0.7. Answer will be 3.54 centimeters. This 1 by root 2 is a very famous thing. It's called as an RMS value, which we'll learn next year. So 1 by root 2 is 0.707 actually. Okay, you can remember it like that. I hope I'm clear, right? Any doubt? Okay. 20th. 4 balls, each of radius 10 centimeter and mass 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, 3 kilogram, and 4 kilogram, are attached to the periphery of a massless plate of radius 1 meter. What is the moment of inertia of the system about the center of the plate? How to solve?
Sir, like I have a method. I'm not sure whether it's correct or not.
Sorry, what, you have a doubt or you have a suggestion or whatever?
I have a suggestion, sir, for this one.
Please tell. Please tell.
Sir, we can find the center of mass of the whole system, and wherever it's concentrated, after that we apply the formula mr square by 2 because it's a disk.
Okay.
And then
what? Correct, but I will tell you one problem. For this kind of a system, finding the center of mass would be a tedious process, because if you see, the particles are neither completely aligned along x direction or y direction. Okay, that is one issue. Secondly, by doing that, what exactly you're doing is, how will you find the effective mass of this? There is something called as effective mass. Do you understand what is effective mass? See, if I ask you what is effective resistance for resistors connected in series, what will you say?
so the net resistance.
Okay. Okay, that is net resistance. Don't use the word net resistance. Right? It is R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4. If they're connected in series, correct? That is what you call it as effective resistance. My question is, what is the significance of it?
Sir, we can replace all the resistors with only one resistor of the.
With only one resistor, which will do the same job, correct? In a similar way, how will you find the effective mass of all these? We don't know. So you are finding the center, let's say the center of gravity is somewhere over here. I'm able to understand because 4 kilogram is heavier. So I am assuming center of gravity will be closer to 4 kilogram mass. Okay, you got the distance, but you don't know how much is the mass you're supposed to replace with. Subhajit, I hope you're able to understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
then you will be able to apply the formula mr square because you're converting a sphere into a point mass. That's a good thought process, but unfortunately it will not work here. Instead, what we can do is, see, whenever you have this kind of a problem, right? Whenever you have this kind of a problem, listen, I myself will explain it. See, what I thought is, I first saw this 1 kilogram, 2, 3, and 4 kilogram, and I thought they're point masses. But what are they point masses? Do you
no,
think
sir,
they're
they are
point?
spheres.
Because they have a radius associated with density. Density is not a thing that you can ignore. And moreover, when they say balls generally, unless and until it is mentioned, it is considered as a solid sphere. Correct? So, if I take this 1 kilogram ball, this 1 kilogram ball has center of mass. So there is an axis passing through this. Correct? And from this center of mass, the point O, where you're trying to calculate, there is a particular distance associated with it. What is the distance? The distance is 1 meter. Correct? So can I say that the moment of inertia due to the first sphere at point O, can I call it as moment of inertia through the point P plus mass of the object into distance square? What did I apply? What is the logic I applied?
Sir, a parallel axis theorem.
Parallel axis theorem. So what is the moment of inertia of the sphere about point P? 2 by 5
2 by 5 mr square.
plus m into what is this distance square? 1 square. Correct? So this is the moment of inertia due to whom? Due to the first sphere. In a similar way, you tell me what do you think is going to be the moment of inertia due to the 2 kilogram mass?
Sir, it's going to be the same thing, only m value will change.
So yes, it is going to be the same thing, right? So how many times you are supposed to write this formula? So you actually need to apply this formula 4 times, right? And add all those values by changing the mass at different locations. Okay. Is the concept clear first of all? Is the concept clear to everyone?
Sir, but after that, how do we find the net moment of inertia?
Add everything. Moment of inertia is a scalar quantity. Add everything.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So that part I'm leaving it to you guys. Try if you still have a doubt, reach out to me. Okay. Next. There is a particle which is orbiting in a vertical plane. Its linear momentum will be directed towards. So there is a particle which is revolving in a vertical plane. You know what is a vertical plane, right? So if I take this to be the direction of velocity, then its linear momentum is directed what? They asked about linear momentum. So what is the direction of linear momentum?
Tangential to the orbit.
Suppose I want to change the question. I want to find out what is the direction of angular momentum. What will you say?
So towards the center.
No. If I ask you what is the angular momentum about an axis through center. So what is the formula for angular momentum? R vector cross P vector. So r vector is in this direction, p vector is in this direction. So what will be the final answer? When you do the cross product between this vector and this vector, what will be the direction of the resultant? Let me see how much you guys have understood the cross product of vectors. It is going to be out of the plane. Okay. So to be more specific, it will be perpendicular to the plane. Because they never mentioned that the particle is revolving in anti-clockwise direction. I took anti-clockwise, so I'll be getting the answer out of the plane. If I take it clockwise, I'll be getting into the plane. Okay. Next, which is a vector quantity? 1 minute. Sorry, 1 second you can say. Angular momentum, electric current, work, potential energy. I just now told no, angular momentum is r vector cross p vector. Whenever you do cross product, it's a vector quantity. Okay, 23rd. A boy comes running and sits on a merry-go-round. What is conserved? You tell me. When the external torque acting on the system is 0, what is said to be conserved?
Angular momentum.
So the dimensions of angular momentum are can you do it fast and tell me? I into omega. I is mr square. Is radian per second. So m is kilogram meter square. This is radian per second. So ml square t minus 1. Is there an option like that? Correct? Huh? So ml square t minus 1 will be the required answer. 25th. So dancer is rotating on a smooth horizontal floor with an angular momentum L. The dancer folds her hand so that her moment of inertia is decreased by 25%. The new angular momentum now is how much? So initially angular momentum, I can say L is equal to I omega. So final L dash will be equal to I dash into omega dash. So what is I dash? The dancer folds her hand so that the moment of inertia decreases by 25%. Then what is the new moment of inertia? So 25% is lost. So 3I by 4 into omega dash. So the angular momentum is conserved. I omega is equal to 3I by 4 into omega dash. I and I will get cancelled. Omega dash will be equal to 4 by 3 omega. Right. Now, what is going to be the new angular momentum? Actually, we did not have solved this. I don't know why I did. Do we need to solve this? What is an example? There's an example where the angular momentum is where the angular momentum is conserved. If initial angular momentum is L, final will also be L. I don't know why. I solved it to find the angular velocity. Had the question been about angular velocity, then omega dash would have been 4 by 3 times omega. Means her speed would have increased. Okay. Shall I proceed to the next one? 26. Read the question. Actually, this is also a slightly tricky question where you need not solve this question at all. There are two spheres of mass small m and m and 2m, which are initially at rest. m and 2m, and they are separated by distance r apart due to the mutual force of attraction. You would have learned about the gravitational law of attraction, right, in your 10th standard. That is what we will read in the next chapter. Don't worry about it. In your 9th grade, you would have learned that there is something called as force of attraction that exists between two masses, directly proportional to product of masses, inversely proportional to distance square. You guys remember something like that? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is happening? Due to that kind of a force, these two particles have started moving closer. Now the distance of separation between them is r by 2. In this case, what is going to be the acceleration of their center of mass is what is the question. Okay. So there is a formula like this: F is equal to mass into acceleration of center of mass. Correct? But here, the force that I'm trying to speak about is external force. I hope you understand what is the external force. So initially, how was the system? It was at rest. So initially, when the system was at rest, what was the external force? 0. Now, why are these particles moving towards each other? Why? It is
Due
due to
to
the
mutual force of attraction.
okay. Now the question that we need to ask is mutual force of attraction. Is it a scalar quantity or sorry? Is it an external force or an internal force?
It's an external force, so it would be 0.
It is not
Acceleration of
external.
center of mass.
It is internal force. It is the force that is acting between the system due to its own masses. So that is an internal force. So still what can we conclude? Still the external force is 0. Hence the center of mass will be at rest. I hope you understood this, right?
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Please tell me.
Sir, is the gravitation force always like from the center of mass of an object?
No. Gravitational force will actually act along the line joining these two masses. Means this capital M is there, right? This capital M, if I take this as first and this as second, capital M will try to attract small m in this direction. And sorry, M will try to attract 2m in the leftward direction. 2m will try to attract m in the rightward direction. Generally, what happens? These two forces put together will be nullified in general. Okay. And since it has nothing to do with the center of mass, rather, we should always be concerned about the line joining these two masses. So this kind of a force is also called as central force, which you will learn in the next chapter, as I mentioned previously. So central force is that force which acts along the line joining the particles. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. The next is a simple one. I'm leaving it to you, but I want you to do it fast and tell me. 1 minute time. The ratio of radius of gyration of a circular disc to that of a circular ring, each of same mass and same radius. Quick. I got the answer.
So root 3 is to root 2.
Yeah, why will root 3 come down?
Sir, 1 is to root 2.
1 is to root 2 is the answer. Raghav, why is root 3 coming? Circular disc, what is the moment of inertia about the center of mass? mr square by 2. About their axis in the mentioned, correct? Axis, no, natural axis. This is equal to mk square. So k will be r by root 2 for a ring. For a disk, it is r by root 2. For a ring, k is r. Divide both r and r will get cancelled. 1 by root 2 is to 1. 1 is to root 2. Correct? Next. There is a sphere of mass 10 kilogram and radius 0.5 meter, which rotates about a tangent. The moment of inertia of the sphere is. So when a sphere is revolving about its tangent, then what is going to be the moment of inertia of it? So the moment of inertia about point P is ICM plus MR square. ICM is how much? 2 by 5
2 by 5 mr square.
plus m into r square. It will actually be 7 by 5 mr square. So 7 by 5 into mass is 10 kilogram. R is half a meter, so half square. 7, this will go 2 times. 7 by 2 in, sorry, 14 divided by 4.
Sir,
Or 7
3.5.
by 2. 3.5 times. 3.5 kilogram meter square. Okay. Now, for this problem, I have to explain something. Can you guys remind me of this problem, because I want to derive and show you the value. There is an inclined plane which makes an angle 30 degrees with the horizontal. A solid sphere rolling down this inclined plane has a linear acceleration of how much? Okay, I will try to do and show. Not is equal to I alpha. So listen to this. If I take this as theta, okay, that's what they told with the horizontal. There is a circular object of mass m and radius r, which is revolving about this axis, let's say with an angular acceleration alpha, and the acceleration of center of mass, I will call it as AC. Okay. So generally what will happen is, there will be a tangential force, which is nothing but friction. Okay. So whenever an object has to revolve, there needs to be some external force which is putting the object into revolution. Here, what will happen is it is rolling down. Rolling down generally in your syllabus means without slipping only. Now, the immediate question that you can have in your mind is, how can an object not slip when there is friction present? Yes. So that depends on what is the role of friction. We have seen different applications of friction, right? We have seen in cases where friction opposes. We have seen cases where friction supports a motion, like how it does in a circular motion of a car. Here also what happens is this frictional force will try to put the object into revolution. Okay. So the torque that the friction gives us F into R. So torque is equal to force into perpendicular distance. If I take the radius to be capital R, then this distance is capital R. Okay. So torque is equal to F into R, but we know that F into R is equal to I into alpha. Okay. So F into, what is the value of R? Sorry, F into R is R only. I is how much? It is 2 by 5 mr square into alpha. Okay. So what I will do is, instead of writing 2 by 5 mr square, I will write mk square into alpha. So F into R will be equal to mk square into alpha can be written as ACM divided by R. So F will be equal to mk square divided by R square into acceleration of center of mass. Let this be equation number 1. Okay. There is a force mg sin theta acting in this direction and friction acting in this direction. Tell me what will be the equation for linear motion. Mg sin theta minus F will be equal to m into acceleration of center of mass. So mg sine theta minus, in the place of f, I will substitute this m into k square divided by r square into acceleration of center of mass is equal to m into ACM. M and m will get cancelled. So what is the acceleration of center of mass space? You will get this thing, g sine theta, the whole divided by 1 plus k square divided by r square. So this is the actual formula for acceleration of center of mass when this kind of a rolling motion is taking place. So what I suggest is you just need to have this equation in your mind. Please make a note of it. Please write it down. Okay. Where K stands for what? K stands for the radius of gyration. Okay. Now I want to tell you something. Take this as a formula, solve this question and show me. See, next time onwards, if this kind of a question comes, right, you can remember the formula g sine theta divided by 1 plus k square divided by r square. That's it. So g into sine 30 divided by 1 plus, what is the value of k for a solid sphere?
So root 2 by 5 r.
Root 2 by 5. So k square will be 2 by 5 r divided by, sorry, r square, cancel, cancel. So how much will you get? You will get 5 by 7 into g sine 30, but sine 30 is half. So 5g divided by
14.
14 will be the answer. Okay. So this formula alone, I want you all to make an important note. There is actually a textbook problem based on this concept also. Okay. So shall we proceed to the next one? We can do one
Sir,
last
1 second.
problem.
Could you give me 1 minute?
Are you copying it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please do.
Sir,
Tell me.
sir, here you considered the ball is rolling.
Yeah, it is rolling.
Without
remember,
slipping or
for
with
any
slipping?
without slipping, So without slipping means what comes to your mind?
The acceleration
Without
of center
slipping,
of mass will be equal to r into alpha.
No, that's not right. VCM is equal to R omega. That is a mathematical condition. Okay, wow. But whenever we use the word rolling without slipping, the first point that should come to your mind is the point which is in contact with the ground. Which one? The point which is in contact with the ground does not slip. That should come here. So what many people think is acceleration of center of mass itself is 0. No. If that is the case, then it will be pure rotational motion. It will not be rolling motion. What is rolling? Rotational plus translation motion. Correct?
Yes, sir.
I hope I answered your question. Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So have that in your mind. So one
Done,
last
sir.
problem and then we can wind up. Done? Okay, good. So one last problem, we'll wind it up. Read the question, tell me what is the answer. A particle of mass m is circulating on a circle of radius r and having an angular momentum L. then the centripetal force will be how much? So what is the formula for centripetal force? M into V square divided by R. But what is happening to V? V is equal to R omega.
R omega, sir.
So if I substitute, it is R square omega square divided by R. This and this will get cancelled. Smaller. Okay. I'll not cancel it. Rather, what I will do. Can I write it like this? MR square omega into omega divided by R. Can I write it like this? Omega itself is not given. Huh? Okay. Now the manipulation that I can do is, see, there's actually a simple problem. Okay, I'll multiply and divide with them. When I do that, I get MR omega the whole square divided by RM.
Sir.
Tell me.
Sir, why can't we take directly acceleration, like centripetal acceleration as omega square into R?
No, we can take that, but see, you want to take it like this, MR square omega.
Yes, sir. In this case, ML square omega.
If it is MR square omega, then can I write it as M?
Sir, actually, M omega square R, sir.
Yeah. This M omega square. M omega square R. I will multiply with. Can I write something like this? Can I write
Yes,
like
sir.
this? So MR into omega the whole square divided by MR. But MR omega is not delta. That is what I'm concerned about.
Sir, can I tell?
Okay, what we will do. Okay, I got it. Listen, centripetal force is M omega square R. Angular momentum is I omega, but what is I? M R square into omega. Okay, so I was looking at the question, omega itself is not given. So if I make this as square and this as R power 4, the thing I need to compensate with is MR. Correct? Sorry, MR cube.
Sir, MR square, sir.
MR cubed.
Yeah, sir. Cube, sorry.
Correct? Then this will become MR square omega the whole square divided by MR cube. Can I write it like this? So MR square omega is L square divided by MR cube is the answer, which is this one. It's actually a simple problem, but yeah. Okay. So remaining problems we'll do it tomorrow, and then we can wind up. Okay. In the meanwhile, revise all. Please tell me.
Sir, actually, in this question, there isn't any need of bringing omega itself, sir, because we know linear angular momentum is equal to mvr.
You can actually
so we can get
substitute in
v
all
is
the
equal.
options.
Yes, sir.
You can see, or else you can substitute the options and see. But I was just looking at a subjective problem and trying. So I generally don't substitute and see. Okay. I always do it the subjective manner.
Not substituting, sir. Like L is equal to mvr, so we'll get the value of v from it. Like v is equal to.
It's the same thing. V is equal to
L by mr.
L by R. Why?
Sir, mvr is equal to L. So v is equal to L by mr. And then we can substitute.
Okay, and you will substitute it. Okay, you will substitute it back. Oh, that is also right. Yeah, you can do it. Do that and see if it is working.
Okay. It came, sir.
It came, then it's good. Anyways, that's all, guys. Even I have another class. I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.